On the 5th of January 1968, the Prague Spring begins in Czechoslovakia. So Antonin Novotny, the Stalinist ruler of Czechoslovakia, succeeded as first secretary by Alexander Dubček, a Slovak who supports liberal reforms. In the first few months of his rule, Dubček introduced a series of far-reaching political and economic reforms, including increased freedom of speech and the rehabilitation of political dissidents. Dubček's efforts to establish communism with a human face was celebrated across the country, and the brief period of freedom became known as the Prague Spring. But on the 20th of August 1968, the Soviet Union answered Dubček's reforms with the invasion of Czechoslovakia by 600,000 Warsaw Pact troops. Prague was not eager to give way, but the scattered student resistance was really no match for Soviet tanks, right? Dubček's reforms were replaced, and the leader himself was replaced by the staunchly pro-Soviet Gustav Huska, who re-established an authoritarian communist regime in the country of Czechoslovakia. In 1989, as communist governments folded across Eastern Europe, Prague again once became the scene of demonstrations for democratic reforms. In December 1989, Huska's government conceded to demands for a multi-party parliament elections. Huska resigned, and for the first time in 2 decades, Dubček returned to politics as the chairman for the new parliament, which subsequently elected playwright Václav Havel as president of Czechoslovakia. Havel had come to fame during the Prague Spring, but after the Soviet crackdown, his plays were banned and his passport was confiscated, or his papers as well. But anyway, he can go and come as he please, because he's now the leader of Czechoslovakia, you see. But I hear rumblings of, wait a minute, is that Velvet Cake? Oh, of a Velvet Revolution, I guess, maybe, possibly, but yeah, the agricultural Slovak, the less industrialized Slovakia, the more industrialized Czechia, and everybody is kind of drifting apart. Once a union that was formed in 1918 has no longer a place in a world that history has ended. But for the first time, on the 5th of January 1968, for several months until the 20th of August 1968, Czechs could sing as they want, dance as they want, write plays as they want, and even make a joke at Dubček if they wanted, without being sent to the Czechoslovak Gulag. But anyway, hope you enjoyed, and on the 5th of December 1968, the Prague Spring begins.